Hi guys, my name is Robin and this is my ActiveCampaign review for 2025. And in this video, I'm going over the pros and cons of using ActiveCampaign after many years of experience. So let me start with the biggest pro of ActiveCampaign, which is its strong email automation features. And I will now share some examples to explain why I believe it has a strong email automation builder. So the first example, when you create a newsletter, so this is the regular newsletter builder. If you scroll down, there's the tracking and automations options. So when writing your newsletter, you can quickly create an automation right then and there for whenever someone opens or reads your email. So if we click here on automate, we can create a new automation right here. So as you can see, it opens a new tab with the name automation for reading new campaign. So new campaign is the name I gave to my newsletter campaign. So obviously it's better to give it a recognizable name, but this is the automation it created. So start automation when contact reads email new campaign. So that is the newsletter we're creating over here. So it automatically creates this automation. And if you're familiar with email marketing, you know that some other email marketing tools offer such a feature, but not as user-friendly and straightforward as how ActiveCampaign does it. It usually requires a manual process for setting up that automation when someone opens or reads your newsletter. It's often a very cumbersome process to do that. And same goes for link tracking. So if we click on customize over here, so ActiveCampaign found one link in the newsletter we're creating. And if we click on the automation tab over here, we can create an automation when someone clicks on our link in that specific newsletter. So once we click on add new automation, it creates a new tab with the name automation for clicking on that specific link in the newsletter. So this is all automated. So most other email marketing tools offer the link tracking for automation, but you have to manually add that link, which is error sensitive and also time consuming. So bottom line, you have these automations up and running in no time. So the second example to why I believe ActiveCampaign has the strongest email automation features is that you don't have to add a starting trigger before building your email automation. So if we click on create an automation and we say start from scratch and we click on continue, we're now immediately in the automation builder. So most other email marketing tools require you to select a starting trigger. But if you have some experience with email marketing, you know that you sometimes don't know the trigger yet. You're sometimes unsure what the trigger will be. In such cases, it's easier to first build out that automation and then decide for the trigger. So example number 3, it has the longest list of automated triggers I've seen, and I've tested all popular email marketing tools. It also has the biggest list of automated actions I've come across. Next, there's a ton of flexibility around A/B testing within automations. And keep in mind that most other email marketing tools don't even offer A/B testing for automations. So for example, if we click on the split feature, here you can see it offers options like an even split, a split test, and conditional split. And you can use, for example, the conditional split to send, for example, 100 people through path A, and then the rest of them goes through path B. So the first 100 people will go through path A and the rest will go through path B. And one example use case is that you can do this with a discount, for example. So you only want to distribute a discount to the first 100 people. That's just an example use case. So next, ActiveCampaign offers solid organization tools for your automations, and most other platforms lack this feature. So if you have a lot of automations, you can organize them by a label. So for example, the freebie delivery sequence. So if you have multiple freebie delivery sequences, you can add a label to those automations so you can quickly find them if you want. You can also filter on status. So for example, active, inactive, and you can also sort them on, for example, the highest activity, which helps you focus on the ones that matter most to your business. And there is also an option to filter by triggers and by actions. So, and I've tested a lot of email marketing tools, and most other email marketing tools only offer this feature. So the status, active, inactive. Then there is the automation map, which is another great feature which shows you how all automations are connected to each other. And finally, which is also really important, it offers really great reporting features for its automated emails. So this is an inactive account, but normally you would have all the data in here, right? And then you can, for example, filter on the date. So for example, you can choose a custom date range, and then you can see how your automated campaigns performed over a given month. So you can also see specific automations, but obviously the most important thing might be all automations. So you can see how are all of your automations performing overall in your account for a given month. So how many emails did you send? What was the average open rate? What was the average click rate? How many contacts entered your automation? And then you can compare months to each other. So that data is really important, especially if you're reporting to your manager or your client. This data is really important. And most other email marketing tools, especially the cheaper ones, don't offer such sophisticated reporting. Then pro number 2, what makes ActiveCampaign also stand out aside from its email marketing automation features is that it offers built-in CRM features. So you can create pipelines like you see over here. So we have the prospect stage, the talk to sales stage, etc. And this is where you can manage deals, you can create deals, you can connect those deals with a contact and an account if you're dealing with bigger organizations. And this is where you can keep track of your relationships tied to those specific deals, as well as the companies and contacts that are involved in those deals. So these features are especially handy for teams working at a bigger scale with multiple sales and marketing reps. And why is that? Well, it's because you can also see the performance of each sales rep. So I only have one user in this account, which is myself. But if you have multiple sales reps in your ActiveCampaign account, you can see how they perform in a custom date range. So you can see how many deals they created, how many deals were won, how many deals were lost, what is the total in dollars, what's the average one. So you can see who's the best sales rep in your team. So you can also see the sales performance report. So you can see the total deal value at that given moment, how many number of deals were open, what's the average deal value, etc., etc., etc. And what is good to know, all those CRM features are included in the automation builder, which is why it is so strong. So you can combine the email marketing with the CRM. So if we click on CRM here we can automate a lot of stuff. So add a deal, update a title, add a deal task, add a deal note, complete a deal task, adjust the deal score, update an account field. But obviously ActiveCampaign doesn't only have pros, there are also some cons. And the first con is its pricing. So if we take a look at ActiveCampaign's pricing and compare it to some other email marketing tools, it's clear that it's not the cheapest option. So as you can see over here in the spreadsheet, so let's say we're comparing all email marketing tools on 1,000 subscribers and we sort it on cheap to more expensive, then we can see that ActiveCampaign Plus and Pro, and especially Enterprise, or combined with its CRM features, are more leaning towards the high-end email marketing prices. So there are a few tools that are a little bit more expensive. So for example, HubSpot, that also offers CRM features. So HubSpot is a little bit more expensive. So let's say you have 5,000 subscribers, for example. You can see ActiveCampaign still leans towards the high end of email marketing. So if you're just looking for a budget-friendly email marketing tool to only send a few newsletters, then ActiveCampaign probably isn't the tool for you. Because if you've seen the beginning of this video where I explained the pros of ActiveCampaign, which is the automation features and CRM features. So if you're not interested in those features, then ActiveCampaign isn't the tool for you. And then con number 2, we have some opt-in form limitations inside ActiveCampaign. So you can create different types of forms like the inline form, the floating box, the model pop-up, and the floating box. So the issue, in my opinion, is with the model pop-up. So this is the model pop-up, the pop-up you see here on the screen. And the limitations this pop-up has is that there is no built-in option to show the pop-up after a number of seconds or to trigger it as an exit intent pop-up, which are pretty common features in other tools. The only option is the scroll delay. So we can show the pop-up when someone scrolls on our webpage. And then con number 3, which is that ActiveCampaign isn't super beginner friendly because there are so many different options inside ActiveCampaign, which results in a steeper learning curve. And especially if you're new to email marketing or automation, it might take a little bit more time to really get the hang of all the features inside ActiveCampaign. But that's why I created this ActiveCampaign course, an online training designed specifically for beginners, maybe like you, who want to learn how to use ActiveCampaign the right way without getting overwhelmed by all its features. And now you might be wondering, how much does this course cost? And here's the best part, it's 100% free.
It's free, bitches, it's free! It's free!
Yep. Instead of charging $200 for it, I'm giving it away at no cost to you because ActiveCampaign is actually covering the cost for you. So all you need to do is head over to creatorhack.com/ActiveCampaign and sign up for ActiveCampaign using this exact link. And after you sign up, just shoot me an email at info@creatorhack.com and I'll send you access to the course. So here's how it works. When you sign up for a free 14-day trial for ActiveCampaign using this link, ActiveCampaign tracks that referral and they cover your course enrollment. And that is how you can get ActiveCampaign University created by me for free. And if you're still on the fence about whether ActiveCampaign is the right fit for your business, feel free to read my review. I'll leave a link down below to this review as well, so you can check it out. And if you have any questions, you can also send me an email and I'll try to help you out the best way I can.